Hello and welcome back to Corso di Tromba. This is one of the last video of this very short YouTube series about how to prepare for an orchestral audition. First of all, let's be honest, one of the fastest ways to sabotage an orchestral audition is to treat your equipment like a personal statement, like a personal choice for that audition. This is completely wrong. When you are preparing an audition, you must have several trumpets, several mouthpieces. The first trumpet that you must have is the B flat trumpet. Then for sure you must have the C trumpet. And then last one, you also must have a D trumpet, D or E flat trumpet that you can maybe change. So today I'm gonna share with you a professional decision map that allows you how to choose the instrument for a specific orchestral context, what the committee expects, and how to avoid also the classic, very common trap that is overthinking which gear to use instead of actually focus on finding reliable results with what you have. But if you want to know more specifically about which mouthpiece you must use or which trumpet you must use in your case, you can watch this video about the mouthpiece that I released a couple of years ago, and I talk very specifically about the mouthpiece and also about the trumpet. You can watch this other video up here that is helpful for understanding which trumpet I should use based on what I want to play. And the first rule that you must learn is that in orchestral audition, the choice of the instrument is never personal, never. It is actually the outcome, the answer to 3 questions that you need to ask yourself. That is, which repertoire and which necessities of transposing do you have on your daily basis? Then second is the sound concept of the orchestra or the tradition that you are gonna apply for. And then one last thing is slightly more personal, that is what makes your execution most reliable under pressure. So you need to find a little bit of a balance between those 2 previous points and also your personal, let's say, reliability and security. In other words, to summarize, when you play in an orchestra, the trumpet is just an instrument, a tool, that must be used to convey a function with the specific purpose of recreating a piece of history, basically. It is not a device that allows you to have more self-expression. In fact, in professional orchestras gives you to the trumpet section all the same trumpets, so that the whole section is using the same trumpet models. Okay, and now let's try to understand when to use the B flat, the C or the D trumpet. So first of all, when should we use the B flat trumpet? The B flat trumpet is considered the home base instrument because it is stable, familiar, often associated with a broader use across different genres. During an audition, the B flat trumpet can be used usually in the first round when you must play the trumpet concerto. Usually it's required mandatory to be played with the B flat trumpet. Or if you have to play opera, excerpts, or also sometimes depending on the tradition, as we said in the last video. In general, a B flat trumpet gives you more stable intonation, more dynamic control, and generally a warmer sound that is usually what you need to do, what you need to have during, for example, an opera or maybe with some composer, as I said before. On the other side, the C trumpet is, as I said before, it's used for 90% of the time in the orchestra. And here it depends if you are playing in Europe or in other side of the world, because in Europe a lot of countries, for example Germany, Netherlands, Switzerland, Austria, but also Italy or France, it depends where you are playing. But if they are using their tradition as a theater to perform German authors, so it's very probable that during the audition they will ask you to perform the excerpts with the rotary trumpet. This clearly shows that these choices are often driven by the context, by the repertoire, by the tradition. And the function expected to be done by the trumpet is much more important rather than the preference of the performer itself. But let's also talk about the D trumpet that I showed you before, or the E flat trumpet. It really depends on the context and which kind of author that you are playing. The very important concept that you need to understand is that the D trumpet is not a shortcut. And I'm gonna give you a real life example so that I'm gonna give you a little bit of context. A few years ago, I was supposed to play, and I played, the Hybrids from Mendelssohn. When I went to the rehearsal, I always, when I see these programs, I always carry with me also the D trumpet, and I've noticed the organic, and we were just a small, like a chamber orchestra, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play with the D trumpet. And at the end of the concert, one famous Italian trumpet player came to me and he was like, why did you play with the D trumpet? Is it difficult to play the Hybrids that you had to use the D trumpet? And I was like, no, it's just because there were just four first violins, 4 second violins. I mean, what should I do? To play with the C trumpet? I'm gonna overplay them. It doesn't make any sense. You play the trumpet, you don't have to win a war over other musicians, you have to blend together, you have to create music together. It's not that I need to play louder than others, just because I play the trumpet that is a loud instrument. So eventually, what's the real question? It is not which trumpet is it better, but instead, which trumpet allows me to produce the correct style, sound, and reliability for this repertoire and this specific setting. And now let's finally talk about something that in the first or second videos I was telling you, yes, music is important, but first you need to understand other things, and now we are gonna talk about musical aspects that the community really values. I would like to ask you this: does your phrasing, articulation, and style match the composer and the tradition? Is your instrument choice helping this or fighting this tradition and this context? And about the sound quality, does your sound concept blend inside an orchestra color? And how your sound is it? Is it reliable under pressure or not? And then one last thing is functionality. Are you able to deliver a sound that is able to speak immediately with a stable pitch center and consistent articulation? This is why the right instrument is the one that makes the correct result replicable one time after another, and not that one that makes you play more comfortable. Okay, we are almost done. Let's talk a little bit about the mouthpiece, because this is also something that most of trumpet players get overwhelmed with. First of all, you need to consider the tone quality and the intonation first. So tone and intonation are together at the first step. And also, one other thing is the fit to the consistency. What I mean is that if every month you need to relearn the instrument while you are trying to building your stability, what you are actually building is a habit of instability, because every month you need to adapt and to adjust, because you are never able to find your stable and best sound possible. So let's summarize it and let's make this a little bit more real for your case. You can consider to change your equipment when, first of all, your fundamentals with the trumpet, your technical base is solid. Or also you can change it when the concept that you have of the sound is incompatible with the orchestra or the tradition that you are aiming for auditioning. I'm just gonna give you a very straightforward example. If I'm usually playing with a very deep mouthpiece for having a very nice sound, but I need to play the mambo, well, probably in that case, it's not very smart to go for an audition with the same mouthpiece. It's smarter to change the mouthpiece and get a mouthpiece that is able to allow you to play with a sharper and more brilliant sound in order to play the mambo, not a too much warm sound. Makes sense? But you should never change your equipment when you are trying to using gears to compensate for missing fundamentals. Or even worse, what you can do if you are preparing an audition and then maybe you decide to change close to the timeline without enough time to stabilize the results. Well, this is the worst thing that you can do. Just as a general rules, remind yourself that in audition seasons, stability beats novelty. So to summarize this video, remember this. Gear is not your identity. It is actually just the last 5% that you need to change after everything else is already stable. Your fundamentals, your technical skills, your understanding of the tradition, of the author's ideas, of the orchestra's identity, and everything else that we already have said in the last few videos. We are almost at the end of this small series of videos. I hope you are appreciating it. In the next video, we are gonna connect all this process to a real simulation of an audition. And I'm gonna show you how to simulate it, how to be prepared for a real audition. And for the moment, I would like you to answer just to these questions. Which is your biggest struggle right now? Is it maybe the instrument choice, the consistency in practicing, or maybe are you overthinking gear or something else? Where are you struggling the most? See you at the last video of this series next week. Ciao!